Healthwatch. I'm Cindy Berry, and I'm at beautiful Washington Park, home of the brand new Groton Field of Greens Farmers Market. We're here today with Rick Whittle from Whittle's Farm. Thank you for being here, Rick.
Thank you.
So I think most people in Groton know about Whittle's Farm. It's a staple in everybody's household, but why don't you talk a little bit about how the farm started?
My great-grandfather started it, and then went to my grandfather, my father, now me, and my son is there with us, so he's the 5th generation.
Wow.
It's been about 107 years, and we just love what we do.
Yeah. So how many acres do you have at the farm?
The farm is actually 366.
Wow.
But we cultivate, farm about 75.
Uh-huh.
The rest is woods, few irrigation ponds, and we have a small, sand gravel pit on the premises also.
Mm-hmm. So how, in your opinion, how has farming changed over the years?
Well, it's pretty much the way it was, just a few things we've modernized. When we used to fertilize, there used to be a whole contraption and went behind a tractor, so it took 2 men, handles up, handles back for every row. Now we have it attaches to the tractor and it's activated by the wheels. So when you put it down, it fertilizes. When you pick it up, it stops. So we can go right behind it with the cultivator. It mixes the fertilizer in the soil, and it also disturbs and kills the weeds at the same time.
Mm-hmm. So it's a lot more automated than it used to be.
Yep.
I think that there's a lot of benefits for people to visit the market. Maybe you could talk a little bit about this particular market. What do you think are the benefits?
This one here?
Mm-hmm.
Well, for me, it's on the other side of town, and it's amazing. People, I don't know how they live here for 50 years and still don't really know where our farm and our store are.
Oh, great.
So it helps us a lot in that respect.
Mm-hmm.
And it's great for the seniors and the people with the babies because the state gives those little $3 checks and they can only use them at an outdoor market. So it gives us an opportunity to get into that. And it just adds to your customer base.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a great spot here.
Mm-hmm. What do you like about having it here at Washington Park?
Oh, it's beautiful. It's right near two busy roads. There's other vendors here, and as you can see, it's very crowded.
Great, great. Talk a little bit about why you do farmers markets. Because I know you have the farm store. Maybe you can let people know where that's at.
Yeah, the store is in Mystic. It's on Ledyard Road. If you're using a GPS phone, I guess, which everyone has, it's 1030 Ledyard Road. Like I say, it's been there 107 years, but these outdoor markets we like because we actually do not just this one. We've done for many years Wednesday at the Groton Post Office.
And what time is that?
That is a 10 to 6.
Okay.
It's pretty much all day. Then we do Thursday at Navy Housing at the community building on Gunjiwamp. That's a 1 to 5. And every other Friday we do the Oddfellows home.
Oh, wonderful.
That's 1 to 5. And we're doing 2 at the Regency on Saturday mornings. That happens to be this Saturday. And then again 2 weeks later, that's from 10 to 2. So we do one almost every day.
That's great. So you're really bringing fresh produce to people who may not even have access to it.
And a lot of what we sell is picked that morning. My son has a crew of about a dozen teenagers, and they systematically go from corn, cucumbers, yellow squash, green squash, pickles, eggplant, peppers. And usually by 10:30 we're done.
Yeah.
String beans too.
That's great. Yeah, I was going to ask you because I know for years and years I've brought my kids to your farm to pick apples, to pick out our pumpkin. I mean, it's kind of a tradition.
Yeah.
But people may not know that you grow other things.
Oh yeah, yeah. And this year we've actually tried into the Brussels sprout market. That's a fall crop. We're growing a lot more cantaloupe and watermelon than we have in the past, which we had to irrigate a couple weeks back, but they look great.
Yeah, I saw the pictures on Facebook. You should mention you're on Facebook now. That's groundbreaking.
Yes, I fought it for years. They finally convinced me. And in a matter of 3 weeks, we went from 100 followers to almost 1,000.
That's great.
And yeah, just every bit of that helps. It's like the biggest free advertising you can get.
Yeah.
You know?
That's great. So what do you think the community response has been to this particular market here at Washington Park?
It's a lot more successful than I ever imagined it would be. I figured I'd try it for a couple weeks, and if I could barely cover employees and gas, I'd say thanks for the opportunity, but it's been great. You can see there's about 10 people over there now, and they just keep coming. So No, it's been great. And for me, it's half a day away from the farm. I love the farm, but it's hard work. I come down here, see people, just to see people buy something and smile makes it all worth it.
And do you have future plans for the farm?
As far as
I know that it's changing hands a little bit, and that your son's a little involved. And
no, we're just going to do what we've always done. This year, for the first time in 107 years, we're taking debit and credit card at the farm.
Oh, great!
Which has been a big success, actually.
That's great.
We're going to try in about 4 or 5 days the piece right in front of the market. We're going to do pick your own corn for the first time ever.
That sounds
for
fun.
anyone that wants to try it. Yep.
That sounds fun.
And other than that, it'll just kind of always be the traditions we've always had. Pick your own apples about the second week in September. They look great. Be nice if it would rain, but I guess it doesn't rain in Connecticut anymore. But we have our trees are 75 and 80 years old, so they're like an oak tree. They have roots that go very deep. So we've been very fortunate. A lot of guys have the small dwarf trees, and they're like a rose bush. They need water.
Yeah.
So we've been very fortunate to have the older style tree.
Excellent, excellent. Well, thank you for being my guest today, and thank you for being here at the market.
Thank you for having us.
We want to make sure people know that they can find Rick here at the market every Tuesday until the end of October, 3 to 6 in the afternoon. That we do take EBT here at the market.
Yep.
People can also use their WIC coupons, and seniors can use their senior coupons right here at the market.
As the seasons change, we'll have butternut squash, acorn squash, pumpkins, gourds, all that sort of thing down here as well. But 4 or 5 different kinds of apples, pears, yeah.
Can't mention Whittles without apples.
No.
You know? All right, Rick, thank you so much.
Thank you again.
And we'll be right back.
You're going to need me. You're going to need us. All of us. You're going to need our technical skills, our math, our engineering skills. You're going to need our help with your water, your air, your food. You're going to need our organizational skills, our problem-solving skills. You're going to need our determination, our honesty, our compassion. You're going to need the next generation of leaders to face the challenges the future will bring. And we promise we'll be there when you need us.
We've all seen stories of conflict that ended with peace. We've seen stories of hunger end in abundance. We see stories of fear, despair, and poverty, but they can end with courage, hope, and love. With you. Be a part of writing a story that's greater than poverty. Learn how at worldvision.org.
Welcome back to Healthwatch. We're taping today at the Tuesday Washington Park Farmers Market. We're really excited to start this farmers market in partnership with the town and city of Groton, and also with Thames Valley Sustainable Connections. It's really important to support local farmers, and that's what our USDA Farmers Market Promotion Grant does, as well as improving access to healthy foods for all the residents of Groton. Today we have farms from Cold Spring, in Colchester, Collins Farm from Salem, Leaping Heart from East Hampton, Seweltel Farms from Stonington, Wapitatuck from Stonington, Smith Acres from East Lyme, Whittle, we just had Rick Whittle here from Whittle's Willow Spring Farm here in Groton, Farmstead Herbs and Goods from Old Saybrook, and right now I'm joined by Zuleika Ramos, and she's from Deep Roots Farm right in Ledyard. Thank you so much for being here.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
I wanted to start by talking a little bit about how you got into farming.
Sure.
And what are some of the benefits that you have found so far in growing your own food?
So we got into farming because we had become very aware on what's going on with our food. And I wanted to be able to grow local, chemical-free food for my children and for my local community. And I find that that's very important, especially now in this day and age with all the big farms and everything, and the factory farming, to keep it small, keep it local, and grow our own food, if we can, you can.
So let's talk about a little bit about where your farm is located. It's Deep Roots Farm, and how can people find you?
It's in Ledyard. It's a Mystic Ledyard borderline, old Mystic Ledyard borderline, Shoeville Road.
Okay, and I'm always very interested in how are you selling your food? How have you gone to being a family farm to more of a full-scale farm?
Since I used to be an insurance agent, and I decided that I wanted to be home with my kids and grow food, and so we decided that, what better way, to grow our own food and also feed the community and start a farm. And so we did farm stands on the weekends at our house. We have a little shed and a little farm stand, and then this is our first year at the markets here for Fields of Greens.
And we're so happy to have you and your family.
Thank you.
I got to say, part of being a market manager, I get to do all these great farm visits. So it was really wonderful to come out and see your farm and see how much you've done in such a short amount of time.
Thank you.
What are some of the ways that you think farmers markets change a community?
I think that it reminds people of local foods, that there are local foods available, that you don't have to go to the grocery store. You can buy locally and you can support your local community in doing so and visiting these markets.
And how did you go from a family farm to more of a full-scale farm? I know your husband's real crafty and he was pretty much involved in a lot of that.
Yeah, well, our house was an old horse farm, which we converted into a home, and it used to be a farm. And like I said, since I was an insurance agent, I wanted to be home with the kids. I chose to get a farm going and, start small. We're working our way there, working our way up.
And you've kind of started from having some fields cultivated and ready to go, and kind of now starting to work on more parts.
Right. We started with just about a quarter of an acre last year, and this year we're about at almost about an acre and a half. Altogether between all my gardens. I have 3 gardens. Yeah.
And I know that all organic farmers have some challenges along the way.
Yeah.
What have been some of the challenges that you faced?
My challenges have been bugs, lots of bugs. And since I don't use pesticides, it's very challenging because it's very labor intensive. I have to hand pick bugs. I have to make my own mixes of cayenne pepper and onions and baking soda and whatever it is that I'm using for the specific type of bug that I'm treating. So the bugs are the biggest challenge.
And I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the successes as well, because I love seeing you on Facebook.
Oh,
and
thanks.
I loved a recent post where you had a whole bunch of stuff that you had picked and you said, wow, look at this.
Yeah, our squash has done tremendous this year. They're about 3 foot high, about 4 foot wide. They're just huge, massive, organic squashes. I haven't used anything. I just fertilized a little bit of fish fertilizer and some seaweed, and that's it. And
so maybe some of that horse manure is still out there somewhere helping those farms?
The goat manure. It was an old goat farm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. So Zuleika, what are some of the benefits you think to buying produce at a farmer's market versus a grocery store?
I think it's fresh. It's a lot more fresh. You know where it's coming from. You get to meet your farmer. And yeah, that's pretty much, and it's local. Yeah.
It's definitely helping the local economy, for sure.
Right.
For
yeah,
sure.
I agree.
And how have you gotten your kids involved in the market this year?
Oh, my kids are part of the market. We're a family-ran business. We don't have any employees. We are the employees. So my kids, including my 3-year-old, I have a 3, 6, and 10-year-old, and they all work on the farm. Yeah.
I think that that's one of the things that has surprised me the most about being a market manager is the kids and the families that are involved.
Yeah.
You know, Alicia's here with her baby, and I mean, everybody has their kids that are working the market right alongside them.
Yeah, and it's great. I love seeing that. It's the best part.
And also, I'm kind of curious about what your thoughts are just kind of globally on the food system and how you see farmers can make an impact these days.
I feel that local farmers can make a huge impact if we're all to stand side by side and grow foods together. I feel that we can feed our local community. We don't need factory farms. I think if every town and every state were to stick together and form a pact of farmers who are growing specific crops, we can feed our community. We don't need factory farms.
And so what did you bring today? What do you have with you today?
I have a little bit of everything: squash, zucchini, cucumbers, picklings, tomatoes, jalapenos, hot cherry peppers, green beans.
And what can people look forward to like in the next month or so?
In the next month or so, I'm going to have watermelon, peas, radishes, carrots.
So more root crops?
More, fall crops. Lots of fall crops coming in. Kale.
And we've had some hot days out here at the market.
Yeah.
And one of the things that your son, Mikhail, has been doing is making lemonade. How's that going?
It's going great. Yeah, he loves it.
What do you think he's been learning about?
Work ethic. Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here
thank
today.
you.
And you can find the farmers market here at Washington Park every Tuesday from 3 to 6 p.m. from now until the end of October. And then we also have 2 other markets through Field of Greens. Our Wednesday market is at L&M Hospital on Montauk Avenue from 3 to 6. And our Friday market is at Williams Park, also from 3 to 6, right in the heart of New London on the corner of Broad Street and Williams. So we hope that you'll come out and visit our farmers markets, support our local farms and our farm stands, and also treat yourself to some fresh, locally grown fruits and vegetables. Thank you so much for tuning in today.